Hey everybody, tomorrow, The Boys, episode 6, Herogasm. Oh my god. Still trying to wash it off. Good luck.
So, Herogasm is one of the most infamously known parts of the Boys comics because of its graphic content and some of the storylines covered. Now, for the benefit of those who only watched the show, I'll be breaking down what happened in the comics as well as the episode from the show that also covered the storyline. I've been dreading to make this video. No, really, I actually have. I'm genuinely terrified. So every year, Vought American and the Supes tell the public that a huge threat has caught their attention, and that they'll be off-world defending the planet from said threat. Homelander then assures the public that this threat is not going to stop them, and all the Supes then leave, only to go to a privately owned island where they engage in, well, you know the name of the miniseries. The Supes get busy in every way you could possibly imagine. And it's not just the 7 involved either, because it includes the 7, Payback, Fantastico, the Boys' World's answer to the Fantastic Four, and Teenage Kicks, who I can only assume are a parody of the Teen Titans. If I'm wrong, I apologise. Now, the miniseries is important for a few reasons, the first of these being that it makes Homelander realise that he can basically do whatever he wants, and he demonstrates this by destroying a 747 plane in flight while in his birthday suit. Yeah, I told you Herogasm was pretty dark. But that's not even where it ends, because we also see Homelander manipulating Soldier Boy of all people. See, every year when Herogasm happens in the comics, Homelander tricks Soldier Boy into doing the Devil's Tango with him as a quote-unquote test to join the 7. In case you haven't realised, Soldier Boy in the comics is very different from the show. But we're not even remotely done yet, because something pretty dramatic happens to Huey in the story. Now, obviously Herogasm is very well known to a lot of people who read the Boys comics, so I'm fairly certain a lot of you know where I'm going with this. So the Boys team, including Butcher, Huey, Mother's Milk, Frenchie and Kimiko, who in the comics is actually referred to as the female, infiltrate Herogasm in order to kidnap Vic the V. But right in the middle of this, Huey gets snatched up by Black Noir, who, to put it nicely, gave Huey a prostate exam against his will. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't even want to go further with talking about Herogasm, so I'm just going to move on to the show version. So Herogasm in the show is very different than the comics version because the story behind it is very different in the show. Now, Soldier Boy tells Butcher and Huey that he founded Herogasm in 1952 with a suit named Liberty, who Butcher and Huey know was an alias of Stormfront. Anyway, the show version of Herogasm does away with most of the stuff in the comic, that being Homelander and Soldier Boy's encounter. Black Noir assaulting Huey is not present in the show version, nor is kidnapping Vic the V or Homelander destroying the Trans-Pacific flight. Homelander does have a role in the story, however, which I'll get to in a minute. Anyway, the show version of Herogasm mainly centers around a deal that the boys have made with the now freed Soldier Boy, where if Butcher helps Soldier Boy track down who's left of Payback, at this point that would be Mindstorm, Noir and the TNT twins, then Soldier Boy will help Butcher and the boys kill Homelander. This eventually leads to the trio headed to the annual super event, where Soldier Boy in the end massacres most of the suits with his new powers. This attracts the attention of Homelander, which culminates in Butcher, Soldier Boy and Huey all trying to take away Homelander's powers and most likely kill him. There are a few things added in as well for the show, such as A-Train and Huey's confrontation, Starlight's role in the story, and Soldier Boy's deal with Butcher to kill Homelander. All of that is actually very exclusive to the show. Honestly, after having read some information about Herogasm in the comics, I have to say my favourite is the show version because it's written a bit better. Because while I'm sure there's people out there who loved the Herogasm comics when they first came out, I think the show version is better because it takes Herogasm and modernises it for the show. And honestly, that's what Eric Kripke, the showrunner currently for The Boys, is actually having to do for the series now, because he's had to take the comics and adapt them into a show. And The Boys universe itself is actually expanding with the Diabolical animated series, and of course the Gen V spin-off. And that does it for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, and be sure to check out my podcast The Movie Geeks with Brandon Prime. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.